In today's video, we are going to cover the latest changes to Meta ads, mainly the Andromeda update, and it's going to affect delivery, ad optimizations, how you set up your campaigns, the tracking as well. So what Andromeda is, it's the largest update ever since post iOS. So what this means in practice, that your CPMs are going to be more consistent, hopefully not on the $100 side, and then fewer random drops because you often experience great performance on one week and then everything drops and terrible performance the next week. So with this update on paper, we believe that everything's going to be more stable, which sounds nice, but we know that's usually not the case. The reason why Andromeda was created, because we had lots of data loss from privacy changes that forced Meta to rebuild this prediction engine. And then also because the advertisers tried hacking, the system. Multiple audiences, customer lists, different interests, different gender targeting, different location targeting. And now Meta just wants a simpler experience. And I think it's going to the point where you are going to set up the campaigns with 2 clicks. And then the only change is going to be the creatives that you use. And that's going to make or break a winning ad campaign. Core changes inside Andromeda was updated tracking, and stronger attribution system. So especially focusing on e-commerce, now there's going to be fewer inconsistencies between Ad Manager and Shopify. And that's also going to save you from third-party tracking tools, for example, Triple Whale, Nordbeam, because now the tracking is going to be more on point. So the learning phase is shorter and requires fewer conversions, because previously you had to get like 50 conversions, which was pretty difficult if your ad budget wasn't high, and especially if your cost per acquisition was on the 100, 200, $500 items, because there are some furniture stores, high-end brands that are selling expensive products, and you needed crazy budget to exit the learning phase. So now learning phase is going to be shorter and easier to exist, which is really nice. And now we are optimizing for the creative level. So Meta can identify winning hooks and angles faster, and it's not really going to spend on not performing creatives. It's also reducing the audience dependence. So lookalike and interest audiences matter less than before. So if you are following my content, you remember maybe around 1 year ago, I was telling you about a different strategy. Actually, audience testing was part of my setup. But recently, I'm telling you that you no longer need to worry about audiences. Just set up a broad targeting, and based on your ad copy and creatives, Meta is going to understand what you are promoting and is going to show it to audiences who actually care about your product. What you as an advertiser might notice is that retargeting pools are shrinking, but they are still going to convert well. So make sure not to overspend on retargeting campaigns. And then broad targeting is going to outperform niche setups. So think about lookalikes, interest targeting, specific locations, and specific gender targeting, for example. Winning creatives lasts longer, so it's going to be easier to create evergreen ads and then keep scaling those campaigns. No more random drop on big drop days, because you might notice that if you have a big drop, it's going to over attribute or go crazy. So now it's also going to be fixed. And losing creatives are going to burn money faster. So you need to be spot on noticing and then pausing the weak creatives. To adapt your strategy, you need to consolidate with campaigns. This is kind of what I was suggesting earlier. You just need a couple campaigns, a scaling, a remarketing, and then a creative testing campaign. You don't need to do a new campaign for all products, a new campaign for all different tests. The more you consolidate, the easier your job is, because you just have to manage less campaigns, and then also the Meta AI is gonna learn faster. You most likely need to stop audience testing and then start focusing on the creative testing. Creative is going to be the main deciding factor in your ad performance. And then use Advantage Plus where possible, especially in e-commerce. So think about the Advantage Plus audiences and then Advantage Plus placements as well. Keep the budget stable for 3 to 5 days before editing again. So make sure if you are seeing good performers and your ad set is at $100 per day, don't go to $200 to $300 per day, because that's going to confuse the Meta's AI. Make sure to just increase the spend by 10 to 15% at the time, and then wait 5 days before editing again and increasing the spend again so the AI can adjust. Make sure your tracking's on point, and then make sure, because we are now creative focused, make sure to actually add new creatives every week, at least 3 to 5, but of course it's depending on your budget. So if you have high budgets, some accounts are going to test 100 new creatives, and these have to be pretty unique. So if you are just going to change the background color or change the headline on the image ad and then have the same image with 10 different headline, Meta is not really going to like it. It's not going to register as a separate ad. So make sure to actually go creative, test new hooks, completely different layouts, and then also make sure to use one main conversion event per funnel stage. So definitely don't combine purchase event with likes, with video views. We are way past the days where you had to run a video view campaign and then retarget those video viewers. So make sure to focus on purchase event only, or if you are not in e-commerce, then only focus on lead event, mm, and that's going to get you the best quality traffic and then the best results as well. The creative strategy is going to be deciding what stages you are focusing on. So if you have a top of funnel, a middle of funnel, and then a bottom of funnel stage, now it's going to be set based on your creative and your messaging. So for top of funnel, you no longer need to exclude audiences, but instead make sure you do a broad audience and just test different creatives with the messaging to make sure that your audience becomes problem aware in this stage. The goal in top of funnel is we are going to identify scalable creatives. So we need to focus on the main creative KPIs, thumbs up for videos, and then CPC and CTR for the all creatives. In middle of funnel is going to be the retargeting and education. So now they are problem aware, and now they are going to become solution aware as well, because we are going to show value, explain the product, how it works. So in this stage, we are looking to check the add to cart to link click ratio. Are they actually converting, going to the landing page? Are they actually adding to cart? And then on the bottom of funnel, we are aiming for sales. So here we are tracking purchase to add to cart ratio to make sure the checkout funnel is strong. Our message is strong because here's the final proof. Here's where you can run some testimonial ads. And then those are all going to be remarketing ads automatically. You don't need to add custom audiences. Meta's AI is going to change the audience based on your messaging, and then you'll notice higher frequency on those videos. So some other updates for the creative strategy that I just skipped over is hook with a great video is going to determine the CPMs. With a clear message, you'll get higher CTRs, and with an unclear message, you'll get lower CTRs. So you need to make sure your message is talking to your target audience. And then you'll have to just produce simple product demos, clear before and afters, a fast hook, no more 5 to 8 second hooks, long explanation of the product. You just have 1 to 3 seconds really to get their attention. Face to camera explanations, and then UGC style videos, no more over edited videos, studio lighting and everything. It should be just get your phone out, talk to the camera, show the product, and lots of static images as well. These are mainly for the videos. Some of the best decisions moving forward are going to be staying consistent and avoiding budget changes twice a day or every day, as I mentioned earlier. You need to focus on the creative volume. No audience hacks, no custom audiences, no tweaking the ads every day. So you can spend less time in the ad account and then more time on the creative side with your creative team, thinking about new hooks and new creative iterations as well. Use Advantage Plus whenever possible, but it doesn't mean you have to use all the AI suggestions. Because if you think about when you set up your ads, it's going to give you options for the text improvements, for example, which can completely change the first line of your primary text, and your message might come across differently. And I did lots of A B testing where I just used the regular setup, one ad copy, no AI optimizations against an AI optimized ad, And the AI optimized ad almost always had higher CPMs, worse KPIs, and worse results. So for now, stick to Advantage Plus, use high quality product images because they heavily impact conversions. You don't need to overtrack the KPIs. Stick to a couple that we discussed earlier: CPMs, CTR, CPC, who creates for the videos, and then also check the effectiveness of your landing page. So that includes link click, add to cart to link click ratios, and then purchase to add to cart ratios. And then make sure you no longer over optimize your ad account. If performance is nice, leave as is. Increase the spend every 5 days, maybe 10 to 15%, and then trust the system. Don't freak out after one weekday. You don't need to cut your budget in half after having one weekday. So you'll have to stay strong mentally when running these ads. So, as quick takeaways, Andromeda update is all about the AI. Now, broad targeting is going to win. No more audience targeting, no more customer lists, and then creative is going to be your new audience. So you should shift your focus to the creative production, to creating videos, getting influencers on board, having a great static designer. And then also there are lots of AI tools that can help you with the creative creation. Consolidate your structure, have less campaigns, have 3 to 5 main campaigns, and then make sure your tracking is on point to have stable ROAS. So that's everything you need to know about the Meta Andromeda updates.